Fuerteventura is the largest of the Canary Islands, situated 60 miles off the coast of Africa. Tourism is the new industry here. Thousands of windsurfers converge on the island year-round to experience the large Atlantic waves and strong trade winds for which Fuerteventura has become famous. It is now the Hawaii of Europe. Sotavento, on the south of the island, is where in July 1986 the world speed record for any craft under sail was smashed by Frenchman Pascal Macquer, a windsurfer, with an astonishing speed of 38.7 knots. Timed over a 500-metre course in wind speeds exceeding 50 miles an hour, this record set the stamp on Sotavento being accepted as the fastest speed course in the world, and this year the circus is back in town. The Planters Speed and Slalom event has attracted top windsurfers from all over the world: Australia, France, Germany, Spain and Hawaii, all using specialist custom boards and the latest rig technology. The only non-Hawaiian custom board manufacturer to appear in the top 5 results last year was Limited Edition of Cornwall. This year, their boards and sailors are here in force. Dave Perks, Gary Gibson, Simon Stonehouse, Mark Moore, Dieter Bechtel, Reinhard Elischka and Rick Crampton are all using limited edition speed boards. The world's top custom board manufacturers have spent months in preparation for Sotavento. Every board is a collaboration between sailor and shaper. Once shaped, it is sprayed, glassed, sanded and polished, each process being performed by specialist craftsmen. In Sotavento, the wind is averaging 25 knots every day. Not enough to provide record-breaking conditions, but enough to bring out the world stars of windsurfing to test and fine-tune their equipment. Pascal Macquer from France, Dave Perks of Great Britain, American Fred Haywood, the man who put speed sailing on the map, Andy Mason from Australia, and Hawaiian Jimmy Lewis, competitor and designer of the world's fastest board. As the crowds gather, the sailors and their vital support crews are ready to perform. The speed event is exciting, but the slalom competition is far more fierce. A slalom course is a downwind zigzag with a buoy around at each end. As the course is short, there is no room for error. One bad jibe will cost you the race. Board and rig need to be precision tuned. The start line is out to sea between the start boat and a marker buoy. A fast start, good positioning and split-second timing are crucial. An early lead can keep you out of trouble at the crowded jibe mark. Give clear water and clean wind on the next leg. The slalom competition takes place over 5 days. Every sailor competes in 3 heats per day, and the overall results at the end of each day determines who goes through to the next round. At the early stages, all eyes were on Mark Woods and Dave Perks, who came first and second last year. Dave, seeded number 1, found the only serious challenge coming from Pascal Macca until the late arrival of Bjorn Dunkerbeck, fresh from his World Cup victory in San Francisco. This set the scene for some of the hottest slalom competition around. Round the jibe marks, competition is intense. No quarter is given or taken, and there's plenty of push and shove. Board speed is all important on the straights, trying to edge in front before the jibe. The finish is close to the beach, perfect for spectators. Aggressive is the only word to describe this event. In the women's event, competition was just as fierce, although the worst of the jibe mark pile-ups were avoided. Claire Seeger, Patty Whitcomb and Paula Wickens were doing well, but soon found that Britt Dunkerbeck was going to be the one to beat. The final of the men's slalom was in slightly lighter winds than the previous heats. Dave Perks was expected to battle it out with Bjorn Dunkerbeck and Pascal Macca. Unfortunately, luck was not with him, and Dave fell at the jibe mark in the second heat, collided with Klaus Zimmer in the third, and ended up with a disappointing 7th place. First was Bjorn Dunkerbeck, second Pascal Macca, and third Roddy Lewis, taking between them several £1,000s in prize money. In the women's event, Britt Dunkerbeck proved impossible to beat, taking an easy first place, making the slalom competition a double Dunkerbeck victory. Elizabeth Coquelle of France took second place and Britain's Claire Seeger took third. With the slalom competition over, everyone's thoughts now focused on the remaining few days of the speed event. Would the wind strengthen and make a new world record possible? Either way, the challenge was now on to clock the fastest speed of 87. The Goianas Hotel overlooks the giant Sotavento beach. Most of the competitors stay here and between sessions retire to its shade for a cool drink. A jeep is essential to move sailors and equipment over the vast stretches of sand, but watch out for the fast tides. Fortunately, there is plenty of help on hand to get this jeep back onto terra firma. At a nearby lagoon, sailors take advantage of a break in the proceedings to improve their tans, perfect their style and tune their equipment. Joining them is British windsurfer Mark Moore, who is testing a new speedboard and other equipment supplied by his sponsors. All custom board manufacturers rely heavily on feedback from windsurfers like Mark. Mark, like Gary Gibson, lives permanently on Fuerteventura, sailing in all types of conditions all year round. Ideal for testing boards, rigs and equipment to their limits.
I'm able to discuss what I feel are beneficial shapes, designs. We'll talk about the construction techniques. Obviously my boards are there for everyone to see.
Communicating his conclusions to his sponsors back in England isn't always easy.
I have a lot of problem communicating with my sponsors, whether I'm in the same room with them or whether they're 2,000 miles away.
On the speed course, the results of 12 months R&D were being put to the test. Though the wind was still on the light side, occasional gusts of over 30 knots allowed for some fast runs. Pascal Macker, on a Jimmy Lewis board, achieved 34.49 knots. Reinhard Elischka, on a limited edition board, was holding his own with the best and achieved 33.26 knots, 9th place overall.
I've been using limited edition boards now the second season, and I'm pretty pleased with them. I'm on the 8th position overall. I did 33.2 knots, and yeah, it's for sure also the board which is fast.
Each sailor executes run after run down the 500-metre course in pursuit of speed, with less than 1.5 seconds separating Dave Perks in 13th position from the leader Pascal Macker. One good run could change the outcome. Dave Perks achieved 33.01 knots, and limited edition team sailors Simon Stonehouse and Dieter Bechtel both achieved over 30 knots. Simon Stonehouse.
I come here prepared to take a world record with my boards and sails and my mental attitude, and unfortunately the wind just hasn't picked up enough for me to do that, so I'm a bit disappointed in my overall position, but pleased in a way.
Dieter Bechtel.
Stress is
one of the best, maybe the best shaper in the world. He knows what he is doing, and his shapes are simple. And last year I was using his board, and it was a only board, which was not a Jimmy Lewis board. He came in the top 5 in the world, and I think it's a big success for him and for limited edition.
In the women's speed event, Britt Dunkerbeck once again displayed her skill, taking first place with a speed of 31.56 knots. Britain's Paula Wickens was a very close second, with a time of 31.11 knots. The hoped-for increase in wind strength never materialised, and Pascal Macker's 1986 record remains safe for another year. Even so, the planter speed competition proved to be an exacting test of skill, equipment and concentration. Competition over, it was time for most competitors to pack up, go home and discuss board and rig designs for next year's competition with their sponsors. At Limited Edition, we asked Tris Cokes about sponsorship.
Yeah, I don't give any boards to anybody. I can't afford to. I've got that many sponsored sailors, sponsored in inverted commas sailors, that if I was to give them away, I'd be giving away sort of every 5th board I made, which is just not real. There are various levels of sponsorship, some that get their boards cost, some that get them just above cost, but there's no way that I can afford to sponsor the amount of people we've got involved in Limited Edition. The whole idea of us involving as many people as possible is we get a hell of a lot of feedback.
Just under 7 centimeters, so...
Gary Gibson is having a new waveboard shape for use in the big waves off Fuerteventura. Gary explains exactly what he wants the board to do, and Tris translates his requirements into specific rail shapes, rocker line, and a myriad of fine detail that goes to make a custom board. Top professionals like Gary will often go to the Dijon factory to see their board shaped and discuss their ideas and experience with Tris. Feedback like this helps to ensure that English custom boards maintain a significant presence in world windsurfing. Contest over, we decided to head for the north, where rumour had it we would find the much talked about waves of Fuerteventura. After a nerve-wracking drive through mountainous terrain, we began to realise just how dry and barren this island is. We passed ancient churches and picturesque villages, nestling in oases of green, all cut off from time until the recent tourist boom. Now there are building sites, tourist hotels and the inevitable windsurfers. Having arrived in Coilaho at the northern tip of the island, we visited Gary Gibson at his beachside home.
I've been with limited edition now for about 2 years. During this time I've been involved mainly in the development of the waveboard designs, which is my speciality. Whereas someone like Dave Perks, who also rides for limited edition, has been involved in developing the slalom and speed designs, which I guess is his speciality. I think moving back to England is completely out of the question for me. I mean, you look at this place, it has wind, it has waves, it's nice, laid-back lifestyle. What more could you want? England, it's busy. I think over the next couple of years I'll be spending most of my time here involved in photographic promotional work with people like Alex Williams, Phil Holden, etc. As far as competition goes, I think my competition days are over except for, say, speed. I really have no time for the hassles involved in major competitions these days, where everyone is just out to win irrespective of enjoying themselves or not. And the old sort of camaraderie that used to be out there is gone, in my opinion, in today's racing circuit. And I have no time for it. Overcrowding on the surf spots here does tend to be a real problem in the summertime, but come the winter, much less so. And when it gets big, there aren't that many people on the island who can hack it, basically. In the winter time here, you'll find that most tourists turn up with equipment which is totally unsuitable to the conditions. Most of them are used to sailing on lakes in medium to high winds, and the boards tend to be fairly low rockered pintails with hard release edge, which in somewhere like Teo, when it's pumping in and a good strong wind, is totally useless. The boards we tend to use here are very similar to the designs they use on, say, Ukipa, on Maui Ukipa, or for the bigger days at Diamond Head. I think the most important thing when you're sailing in big waves is that you can have confidence in your equipment. I mean, there's absolutely no point of taking a drop on a 15-foot wave if all that happens when you lay into your bottom turn is you just bounce out all over the place. Your equipment has got to be right, and that's where with limited edition we have the confidence. We have the boards and we have the sailors.
The next day, the long forecast swell arrives. Small at first with light winds. Mark Moore, Rick Crampton, Gary Gibson and Jürgen Honscheid were some of the many top wave sailors present here at Glass Beach. Overcrowding on the surf spots of Fuerteventura is now a major problem. Mark Moore.
It's getting pretty dangerous now, especially on Glass Beach this summer. Very intense, pretty unpleasant. There was a lot of aggression caused basically by people who were in the break, who weren't using the wave. They were on a wave, heading upwind on a wave, going very fast, locked in. You respect the rules, but if someone's in the way and you're in a critical situation, you just kill. Eat.
By afternoon, the wind was blowing, the sun was out, and the waves were halfway up the mast. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going.